Hello everyone, back with a long-awaited and maybe not so highly anticipated ranking of my, I say, top 10 favourite British films of all time. I've got 5 honourable mentions. As everyone knows, I like to sneak a few extras in there. I haven't watched Get Carter yet, which I've heard from Sammy G's World of Cinema and Marcus X-File 2708 is really good and probably could be in the top 10 or so, but I will get round to that. And also, crazily enough, I do own but haven't watched The Long Good Friday yet. Maybe I'll watch that Good Friday. I know Sam is planning on watching that on Good Friday. Yeah, heard good things about that. Mona Lisa, I think another one with Bob Hoskins, sorry. Not married to Katie Hopkins. I'm sure he's got more taste than that. Right, enough preamble. I'll get on with it. So this is quite a recent watch. Just made it into here. Kind of a short film, really, at 60 minutes, but I guess it counts as a feature. It's a film by Shane Meadows. It's Somerstown. I don't know if you can see it very good with this glare. Ironically, it's quite summery outside and bright. Somerstown. Yeah, it's really a drama. I wouldn't even say coming of age as such, but yeah, like everything I've seen so far by Shane Meadows. I kind of did choose this over Made in England. As much as I do enjoy Made in England, I wouldn't want to spoil it, but I couldn't have too many Shane Meadows films in here. I expect he's got other films, but the only other one I haven't seen yet by him is A Room for Romeo Brass, which I am looking out for in charity shops. Obviously, you probably know Thomas Turgoose went on to be in Made in England, the film, both the TV series. Was it like 87, 89? I can't remember. Sure Sam will know. And I think he was in Eden Lake, probably in other stuff as well. But yeah, the other actor in it, Piotr Jagiełło. Not really heard of him before, but a Polish guy. Arsenal fan there, as you can see. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. It's not just like a drama. There's one scene, without sort of going into it too much, of like violence when he gets mugged and stuff like that. So it's got a bit of an edge to it. But yeah, for just a film about Thomas Turgoose coming down to a different town and befriending this sort of Polish kid whose dad is not very good. He's an alcoholic. He's not really there for him. Yeah, it's quite a heartwarming tale. Somerstown, honorable mention at 15. This one, I'm not going to lie, I watched it once for like 15 years ago, so I am due a rewatch. Maybe it'll go up in my ranking if I watch it again. Sure, everybody knows this one, Shallow Grave. Is this the first Danny Boyle film? Yeah, this definitely before 28 Days Later. Yeah, not sure. He probably had maybe some short films or lesser known ones before this, but I think this was the one that really kicked him off. With Kerry Fox, Christopher Eccleston, Ewan McGregor. See if I can find who does the score, the music, by Simon Boswell. Remember having good music. 1 hour 29. 1994. Oh, I didn't realise it was that long ago. I thought this was like late 90s. Yeah, I wouldn't mind upgrading this one. We'll watch it again, see how much I enjoy it. But yeah, I remember it being a really good film. But yeah, I do need to revisit it. This one, yeah, was quite a surprise last year. Not only a really well-made film, but for a sort of older 70s, I think it is. 1980, so just in the 80s. For an older sort of 12 comedy, quite a few bits made me laugh. There was one bit he said in the changing rooms when they're playing football. Can't remember what it was now, but yeah, it really had me chuckling. Gregory's Girl, a film by Bill Forsyth. Yeah, sort of got this, heard good things about it. Obviously, it's on Second Sight, which I do collect. Second Sight films. I think I had it on DVD, picked it up in a charity shop maybe when I was with Ollie. Ollie loves film and sort of said it was worth it. Yeah, I think Roy Barrett from Blue Roy Movies spoke about this one, said it was good. Got it, kind of thought, yeah, I'd probably enjoy it. Being a bit of a football, I think it's around the same time I got Marvellous and The Damned United and a few sort of football films. Still looking to get When Saturday Comes with Sean Bean. Spoiler alert, probably the only film he doesn't die in. Yeah, sort of thought it'd be a bit of a funny football comedy, but yeah, really surprised how much I enjoyed this. Very close to being... Maybe I had it an honourable mention for my best first-time watches of last year. If not, it was very close. It'd have been like 16th, but yeah, surprised how well made this is. Quite funny. The guy in the middle there, I don't know if you can see him. He looks like a young Roger Waters from Pink Floyd. Uh, Gordon John Sinclair, I guess, is the main guy in this. Yeah, he's a good actor. Um, this girl in it, guessing it's Claire Grogan. Someone commented a while ago when I first showed it, was it Stifa Films? Saying that she was the lead singer in like an 80s pop band, Visages? I can't remember the name now. If anyone knows in the comments, let me know. But yeah, she is genuinely good on the ball in this. Like Liana Messi. Yeah, you think they kind of make it where, you could sort of make it look like these people are playing football, but no, it looks like there's sort of quite long shots where, yeah, she's like dribbling the ball around people. I think it's about football, but it's more a heartwarming tale. Though, to be fair to him, this guy is quite a player. I think he sort of goes through 3 different girls in this film. Spoiler alert, it's called Gregory's Girl, so probably not too surprising. That was 13. In at number 12, one that I know Ollie really enjoyed, although he did say it wasn't quite brutal enough for him, his Kill List. Yeah, I've always enjoyed this. My favourite Ben Wheatley film. It's got scenes of brutality, but it's not all about that. It's not Hostel or some kind of torture porn where it's just about violence. It is a really good story with some violence in it. The violence is brutal, especially the library scene, the librarian, what they do to the librarian, but not only have I seen worse, it's in context, but also, without going into it too much, the people thereafter in the sort of hit list contract kind of killers that they are, Neil Maskell and Michael Smiley, great actors, and what a pairing. These people really deserve it, is all I'm going to say without going into too much. Let's just say they're in some kind of a ring of vile people along the lines of Epstein. So when they're getting their comeuppance, you might sort of be like, oh, this is a bit cringe to watch, quite sort of brutal, but the other part of me was like, yeah, they deserve it. If you see something happen to an innocent character or a child or something, a dog most people get upset about, a pet, a cat, whatever, then it can be hard to watch, whereas maybe I'm a bit sick, but I enjoy when horrible people get their comeuppance. And I won't say, because people might not have seen Seven, so I don't want to spoil the ending, but there's certain films where someone's so horrible you kind of want them to like be tortured a bit and get their someone suffer like their victims did. So when they just get shot in the head and they're instantly dead, for me it's like not enough punishment. So yeah, good when they get their comeuppance. Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't say it's a horror, a thriller. Yeah, like it says, gut-wrenching chiller, but none of it's that brutal to me. I mean, yeah, I'd seen a lot worse before I got to this one, although yeah, there are a few scenes that will stick with me. The library scene and the hunchback scene is all I'm going to say. Really well made, some funny bits, like the bit when they're in like a bar, restaurant, and then there's some like hippie kind of people, and he starts playing like Kumbaya on his acoustic guitar, and Neil Maskell like threatens to wrap it round his face and slam a plate down his throat, and then I think he does smash up his guitar or something in the end. Quite different, because yeah, Down Terrace, Sightseers, I'm not sure, Free Fire that Roy Barrett sent me. Thank you, Roy. I will get round to watching that soon. Some of Ben Wheatley's other ones are kind of a bit of a dark comedy, but yeah, this kind of went a lot darker. Without spoiling it too much, most of it is a thriller, and then there's a bit of like a sort of twist in the last part of it where it goes, dare I say, a bit folk horror-ish. But yeah, really enjoy Kill List, and one I can rewatch, even though yeah, some people find it too much. This one I really appreciate as a film. Amazing on this 4K, but not one I can watch too often because it is depressing. Watched this as a kid, and yeah, it used to really upset me as a kid, but I think this was the first sort of film I'd seen that had sort of dealt with like death and put it in my face, to the point I think I said to my mum, like, when this rabbit dies, let me show it to you, Watership Down on BFI, lovely 4K set. When rabbit dies, and is it the white rabbit? Can't remember, no, the black rabbit, but he's basically like the herald of death, and he comes to take them away to the afterlife. Yeah, I remember sort of being confused, and that was sort of the first time I'd like questioned like that people and animals and things could die. So it always sort of found it quite haunting as a kid, and now when I watch it now, even obviously as an adult, I've seen a lot more intense stuff, even with like animals being killed and stuff. It still, yeah, it does hit, to be fair. It's still very emotional. Still really shocked as a PG. The old cartoon, It is a cartoon, Roy would say. The old DVD I had was a Universal at the time, and I was like, surely you shouldn't really show this to like a kid that young. Yeah, my niece is like 5 years old. I wouldn't show her this because yeah, even it has got violence and gore. The rabbits are getting torn apart by barbed wire, dogs shot by farmers, buried in a hole, ripped apart by each other. The general worm rot is he called or something? Oh, he's a real nasty git. Bright Eyes by Art Garfunkel, really iconic. Yeah, when the sort of rabbit comes, I can't remember what it's called. Is it Rabbit of Death? The Black Rabbit. Great voice cast: John Hurt, Richard Briers, and Denholm Elliott. Lots of other people, but not all listed here. I mean, yeah, it says PG, contains mild violence, threat, brief bloody images, and language. Yeah, I think the seagull, when he lands, he says piss off or something, is probably the bad language. But yeah, I'm not the biggest kind of animation fan, but yeah, love Watership Down. That's my last honourable mention. I will quickly show this before I forget, but yeah, I've got to get round to this, but I've heard this is even more depressing, powerful than Watership Down, is The Plague Dogs, which not only is the book originally written by Richard Adams, is it that right? Let's see if I can find it on there. Yeah, Richard Adams wrote the novel. I think he wrote the original novel to this, but it's also adapted, or directed at least, by Martin Rosen. Also has John Hurt doing a voice, Christopher Benjamin, James Bolam, Nigel Hawthorne, and Warren Mitchell. But yeah, these dogs are getting tested on, and they inject them with diseases. They escape into public, and then the people are obviously worried they're going to spread these like communicable diseases, so they're trying to hunt them down. But yeah, a lot of people have said if Watership Down's a tough watch, this is even more brutal. So let me know if you've seen Plague Dogs. Right, so now on to the official top 10. This was quite a tough choice, really, whether to have Watership Down in the top 10. But like I say, not always in the mood to go and watch an animated film. So chose this as my 10th choice. Human Traffic, 4K. On BFI. Yeah, BFI obviously releasing a lot of these British classics. Yeah, probably not for everyone, but when I first watched this, when I was about 17, 18, just starting to going into raving, and it's all about like raving and the after parties. They'll go to like the record shop where Coops is like playing on the deck. Some really funny bits. Other than Severance, probably my favourite role by Danny Dyer. In this, he just plays like a young, bit of like a drug-addled idiot, a bit like he does in Severance. John Sim, really good in this. First thing I seen him in. What's that lady called? Lorraine Pilkington. Very attractive in it. I think this also has Michael Smiley, but in a different role. I didn't realise it was him for a while. 15 contains drug misuse, very strong language, strong sex references. Yeah, you do see them all at a club like taking ecstasy and stuff. Great soundtrack. Yeah, tracks by... Oh, it is Danny Dyer's full-on feature debut, it says, yeah. Soundtrack featuring Fatboy Slim, Carl Cox, and Orbital, so good kind of dance music. Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a film of its time. If you were 40 when this came out, it might not have landed, as it says The Weeknd has landed. If you never been into raving or you're not into electronic music, then even if you could appreciate the comedy and the characters, you just might not like the sort of style of the film. So yeah, I guess it's not for everyone, but kind of watched this at the right time, rewatched it a few times since, always makes me laugh. Some quite ludicrous, outlandish scenes that are kind of out of place, but they still work. Like there's a bit when he's working, I think it's in a sports shop, he like sells shoes and trainers, and then his boss basically, he does this thing in his head where he's like singing the national anthem really loud, but he changes all the words that his boss is screwing him over. And yeah, just it's a well-made film. Who actually directs it? Justin Kerrigan. Not sure if he's done anything else. Let me know. I think it's got reversible artwork. It's on the floor now. No, it doesn't. I haven't actually watched this 4K version since I've got it. I used to have it on DVD before. There's also one called Human Traffic Remixed, which I don't know if the film's like slightly recut, like a director's cut, edited, or whether it's just got a different soundtrack. But yeah, Human Traffic, like I say, probably not going to be for everyone, unlike this one, which I don't think I know anyone that dislikes this. I don't love it as much as everyone else. A lot of people would have this as their number one, whereas I've got it at number 9. It's a film I do like, but yeah, it's not one I can rewatch that often. I do find it depressing. Let me show you it first. It's Trainspotting. So yeah, I do only have it on DVD. Do need to upgrade it. I'm guessing this was after 94. I can find a year. No, I can't. But obviously, Shallow Grave was 94. This has got to be, I'd say, 96. Must have been like 12 or so when I first watched this. Really powerful film, but yeah, without going into too much, the scene with the baby on the ceiling, that literally gives me shivers down my spine. Found that quite disturbing the first time I watched that. Some really funny scenes, a bit when he disgusting scenes, like the bit with the toilet, the like dirty public toilet. He has to go diving down. Yeah, quite a surreal parts. Begbie in it. It's an absolute nightmare. It's the kind of guy that just goes out at a pub, throws a glass at a woman's face to start a fight. Yeah, real horrible. Great acting, to be fair, from Robert Carlyle, because when you see him in other things, although to be fair, in Ravenous, he's just as scary as this. If anyone hasn't seen Ravenous, really underrated film. Very hard to get. I've never seen it on physical media. But yeah, Andrew McDonald, John Hodge, Ewan McGregor, Ewan Bremner, Kelly MacDonald, and Robert Carlyle. Great soundtrack as well. Oh, Johnny Lee Miller. Yeah, I forgot he was in it. He does a soundtrack. See if I can find it, as I usually can. Based on a novel by Irvin Welsh. Not ever read that. I can't see, but yeah, obviously it's got, is it Bittersweet Symphony with By the Verve it opens with? But yeah, the bit when they're running down the street being chased and the car comes and that. Yeah, it's a very iconic film. I respect it a lot as a film, but in terms of favourite of ones I enjoy, that I can rewatch that often, yeah, probably not up there as much as it is for some people, whereas this one, could rewatch this almost every day. It's such a light-hearted, fun, crazy film. It's Hot Fuzz. So yeah, I had to choose one from Edgar Wright. Haven't actually watched Baby Driver yet, although a lot of people say it's brilliant. I know Marcus, again from X-File 2708, has it in his, I think it's his favourite action film of modern times. But I don't know if it's a British production, even though Edgar Wright is a British director. Guessing with Jamie Foxx and that in it, maybe it's an American production. Yeah, I prefer this to Shaun of the Dead, only marginally, but just find it a bit funnier, a bit more fun. Do need to have a rewatch of The World's End, because at the time I found it a bit disappointing and weird. Still enjoyed it, not as good as these two, but without spoiling it, there's a kind of reveal in the toilet when they're fighting, which, yeah, for me, just kind of didn't really, took me out of the film a bit. But yeah, only watched that once, so I do need a remake, but yeah, sure everybody knows this, not going to say too much about it, but from my neck of the woods, from the southwest. Actually knew someone that worked in the Summerfield that this was filmed in. Some of the scenes, a lot of it was filmed in Wales, like at Wells Cathedral, and the sort of bit for, yeah, it's got some quite intense gore, action. Yeah, the bit you kind of think, because it's not a massive budget, it's going to stay quite restrained like it does for the first half, but the bit when they get all the guns and they ride into town on the horses is, yeah, quite an extended, crazy action scene. So many funny quotables. Mostly from Simon Pegg, but Nick Frost's got quite a few. What's it? He says, everyone around here is packing. So he says, who? Farmers' mums. I think he's really good in this as well. Jim Broadbent, probably the third best person. Really do like Paddy Considine in it. Yeah, it's one of the two horrible policemen that are always chiming in, calling him twat and stuff. Yeah, sure everybody knows Hot Fuzz. What can you say about that? Let me put it up here. So what was that? Was that number 8? I think. I might have lost count, but number 7. Again, this is one quite brutal. I remember seeing this quite young and quite disturbed me. The greenhouse scene. A few of the scenes, the snooker ball in the sock scene, quite brutal. Is Scum. So again, another nice 4K. Is this from 101? 88 films. I thought that was BFI for some reason. Yeah, got this on VHS and did have a DVD, I think, until I upgraded to this 4K. My favourite Alan Clark film. Even though it's brutal and quite depressing, it don't get to me as much as some films. You know, I can rewatch this sort of once a year. Hadn't seen it in quite a few years until I got this 4K, but yeah, really sort of not just an uncompromising, brutal film, but, you know, if you was to make a film and just set it, I don't know, in the woods or something, you could say you're just making it violent for the sake of it. Whereas if this is meant to discourage people from doing crime and going to Borstal, if I would have watched this in, the 70s? 79, if I would have, been around at this time being a bit naughty and I'd seen what it would be like going to Borstal, I would have turned into a choir boy, because, yeah, you wouldn't have wanted to go to this kind of place. Ray Winstone, Mick Ford, Julian Firth, Phil Daniels, Some of the prison guards are horrible. Some of the kids are horrible. Yeah, it's brilliant dialogue. Got your toys, the daddy. Yeah, sure everybody knows this. Ray Winston's breakout role was Quadrophenia before this. I think Ray Winstone and Phil Daniels was both in Quadrophenia. But yeah, really brutal, really well made film. Let me know if there's any other really decent ones. Alan Clark does. I've heard of a couple of others by him, but I've not seen them or anything. This, I've got it on DVD. In fact, spoiler alert, Sammy G from Sammy G's World of Cinema has very kindly got me the Eureka Blu-ray, Eureka Masters of Cinema version of this, which I'll show it when he sends it through to me. But up until then, I've just had the DVD and the VHS. For a while before I found the DVD in a charity shop, I only had this VHS of it, which my VHS player don't even work, so I had it for posterity, but it is actually still sealed. So yeah, I keep that on the shelf more as a display piece. But yeah, let me show you. So it's Kes. I'm sure everybody knows Kes. Yeah, I watched this when I was really young, about 8 or so. It came on the TV and didn't really know what it was, but just started watching it, and then the story with the Kestrel and that, yeah, just got really wrapped up in it. I will say, if you're not from the north, it's quite hard to understand some of what the dialogue is saying. People probably say that about my southwestern dialogue, but yeah, I know a few people that even live up north that need subtitles when they watch this film. Music by John Cameron, that is related to James Cameron, with David Bradley, Colin Welland, Lynn Pierre, Freddie Fletcher, Brian Glover, Bob Bowes, from the book A Kestrel for a Knave by Barry Hines. Didn't actually know it's based on a book. I have heard of Barry Hines. I think he's done a few other good British powerful books. Yeah, we'll have to have a look out for the book. Don't read that much anymore, but every now and then. PG, yeah, kind of, I think it was maybe the first British film. Well, I'd seen Watership Down and things, but I didn't really realise. It was the first one where I was like, oh, this is a British-made film. Obviously, before that, I'd seen a lot of like American films and stuff, and yeah, just something about the story when I watched it just really sort of engrossed me, and just, yeah, really found it like touching. And sure, everybody knows Cares, a British classic. What more can I say? Obviously directed by Ken Loach. Got a few other films by him that I haven't watched yet. And then I thought I'd just show the VHS version. It's got him on the dustbin in the front. There he is with his Kestrel. Don't know if the main guy, I'm guessing it's, yeah, David Bradley. He ever go on to be in like other things when he was older? Was really good in this, although it is quite naturalistic acting. Yeah, I won't read the back of it, and I'm sure everybody knows about Cares, although I will say it's from the Elite Collection. If you know, you know. This one, I'm sure everybody will know this one, so I won't talk about it too long, but The Great Escape. Ironically, I wanted to get the 4K of this and went in HMV, did a boo-boo and picked up the Blu-ray. I think the 4K was only an extra $5, but yeah, bank holiday classic. It's always on when I was a kid. I thought it'd be on TV, and you'd watch a bit of it, then go out to play, then come back in, be doing things. So I watched it a lot of times before I sat down and watched it in full. It is a long film. It's got to be 3 hours. Yeah, 172 minutes. This does include the sequel, which I've heard is not great. No pun intended. The Great Escape 2, The Untold Story. Let me know if it's worth watching. Absolutely ridiculous cast on this. Steve McQueen, James Garner, Richard Attenborough, James Donald, Charles Bronson, Donald Pleasance, James Coburn. I think there's more, but I'm not even going to read them all out. Directed by... can I find it? John Sturges. Music by Elmer Bernstein. I've said this a few times. I don't know if Elmer Bernstein is the son of Charles Bernstein, was he called? No, there was an older film score soundtrack guy called, yeah, something Bernstein. Don't know if it's just a coincidence, but yeah, obviously the music, the main dun 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 sort of theme, very famous. Yeah, one of the most famous British films, I imagine, around the world. I think they know Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. Might not know Cares, Human Traffic, maybe even Watership Down, but I think this is one of our most respected exponents. This next one, I know not everybody loves this. Some people don't get on with it, don't really get the comedy. some people I know sort of don't like it because I think Stuart George said he just finds these like middle class men shouting at each other annoying, whereas I just love this film. First time I seen this with mates when we were about 17, all of us not only found it funny, but it's just got such an atmosphere, very sort of poignant film. With Now and I, yeah, Richard E. Grant in this, considering he apparently was teetotal, never touched a drop of alcohol. So what great acting, because he comes across as a bleary-eyed drunken boob like the whole time. Paul McGann, not only good in it, but narrates it really well. Went on to do a lot of like narration for nature programs and things. I'd say outside of David Attenborough, he's probably one of the best narrators. Richard Griffiths, really funny in this as Uncle Monty. Ralph Brown. So many quotables, funny, some great music as they're driving along the freeway and they're listening to All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. The main little theme that plays, especially when they're in the field and he's going to be attacked by the bull. Written and directed by Bruce Robinson. I think he also did How to Get Ahead in Advertising, which you can get, but I think it's like very rare and out of print, but that was on Arrow. But yeah, just watch this at a time when it really resonated. Yeah, it's quite a sort of bittersweet story. I won't say what happens at the end, but yeah, the sort of squalor they live in. 1986, this was made. Yeah, just living like dirty, two sort of struggling actors, down on their luck, just trying to get substances to survive. Like I say, just so many funny quotables, especially from Richard E. Grant. This is my favourite role by him. But yeah, With No and I, in my top 3 favourite comedies ever, I think. But that was number 3. Number 2, this again was, oh no, sorry, that was number 4. I told you I couldn't count. This is number 3. One of my, did I have this as my top best rewatch of last year? I think it was second, yeah. New watch, sorry. I think I had Parasite. I think this was second, was The Wild Geese. Richard Burton, Roger Moore, Richard Harris, Hardy Kruger. Yeah, just the kind of film that won't get made nowadays, but I don't know whether Predator, John McTiernan film, took some inspiration from this, because as much as Predator is all about the macho dialogue and no holds barred, lots of like crude sex jokes, haven't so much got that, but lots of language that won't pass nowadays, just big, as Ash said, oiled up muscly men being real men. Yeah, this is sort of up there. I'm guessing this is 70s, 1978, 135 minutes, over 2 hours, but doesn't drag. Few good twists. Yeah, looks really good, this 4K. Great colours and that, great acting, loads of good lines of dialogue. My favourite line when Roger Moore, I think there's 2 guys that are like dealing coke, he like shoots one of them dead, and then the other one, all the like drugs are, I think it's coke, all the drugs are on the table, and not Pepsi Max like Sam enjoys, cocaine. All the drugs are on the table, and then he sort of points the gun at him, and he basically tells him he's got to like take it all, eat it all, I think he says. What's the quote now? I did say it when I spoke about it the first time, but it's been for 4 months and they've already got amnesia. He's like, oh yeah, he puts a gun at him. He's like, I hope you're hungry, son, or something. But yeah, legendary. Yeah, I can't believe this was the first time. I'd heard of it years ago. I think I've said the story a few times where I wanted to get it, but it was out of print on Arrow Video, one of the old sort of white box editions. I don't know if you can see any behind me, but yeah, came up in a local CEX. First time it come up, and I've been looking for it a few years. And when I got there, yeah, I think it was either a cover reprint or it was like battered, missing all the like book and one of the discs or something, so I couldn't get it. And then kind of glad I didn't, because waited and this 4K came out. But yeah, it wouldn't have been my radar for a long time, and only sort of got to watch it for the first time last year. But yeah, really fun, sort of good war film. It's kind of got everything in it. It's got some funny bits, got good dialogue, good action, good stunts, good kind of twist. I don't say what happens is a bit spoilerish. Great acting, and yeah, what you'd call like a real men's film. Hopefully that's not misogynistic, but this one, yeah, I mean, I'll show it before I say, because I'm going to spoil it a bit by what I say, but I think David Lynch is American, so I was kind of like, does this count as a British film or an American? But with Anthony Hopkins, John Hurt, and Bancroft, I'm guessing is American. I know Anthony Hopkins and John Hurt are. Yeah, The Elephant Man, Strawberry Knows This, brilliant film. Do need to upgrade to the 4K really, but got the Blu-ray on Vintage Classics. Only got this recently. I did have the DVD. I think I sent that on to somebody. Might still have it here. If anybody wants a DVD, comment down below. I don't think it's that hard to find. You probably pick it up for like 50p in a charity shop. 123 minutes. Yeah, I remember I watched this. Oh, must have been about 16, 17. Didn't really know what it was. I think it just came on TV. And at the time, I wouldn't have really been into like slower sort of black and white dramas, but it just gripped me instantly. I'd heard of The Elephant Man and, well, John Merrick, but I think he also was known as Joseph Merrick. I'd heard the story of him and seen sort of a write-up. There was a rumour that, well, might not have been a rumour, the guy was zany, but Wacko Jacko Michael Jackson bought the Elephant Man's bones and like put him in a museum. Remember there's a music video where he's dancing with the Elephant Man's bones. I don't know if the Elephant Man could moonwalk, but yeah, he could barely stand up. Yeah, I always heard because of like the swelling on his brain and stuff, he couldn't ever lay down or he would have died. He had to like sleep like sitting up or something. I think maybe he did accidentally lie down. That's how he actually died in the end. But yeah, I'd say the most trying to think of the term, not standard, the most normal film from David Lynch. Yeah, watch it, you wouldn't really know. So yeah, I watched this, kind of enjoyed it, seen it on TV, found it like a powerful film, quite emotional, obviously great acting, good story. And then years later, when I think I got Eraserhead or Mulholland Drive as one of the first David Lynch films I'd seen, then I kind of learned he made The Elephant Man. And I was like, well, you wouldn't have known the guy that made The Elephant Man was the same guy that went on to make some of those surreal nightmare, like Blue Velvet. Yeah, this is the most conventional, that's the word I'm thinking of. I always forget a word during these things. Most conventional film from David Lynch. But yeah, masterpiece to be fair. Strawberry Knows The Elephant Man. He does a score, actually, because he's got very good music. John Morris. Yeah, Elephant Man. You might have been able to guess what this number one is, not just because I'm always raving about it. Rewatched it recently, really enjoyed it, but did give you a bit of a clue when I said there would be another Shane Meadows film and another Paddy Considine film. It's Dead Man's Shoes. Always enjoyed it. First time I watched it, quite blown away. Rewatched it recently, and it's first time in like 10, 15 years. I don't know how long ago it. Yeah, 2004. It's been out 22 years. So it's a kind of first rewatching quite a long time, but obviously you're caught up in the sort of story and what's going on, and there's a few sort of twist things happening and reveals that so kind of caught up in that you don't always have time to take in the cinematography, the music, how well made a film it is. Whereas on this rewatch, yeah, I kind of sat back and rather than getting too caught up in the story, I say caught up, obviously as the story's unfolding, you're kind of using more brain power to sort of process it. Whereas, yeah, once you kind of know what's going to happen in each scene, you can just take in the filmmaking a bit more powerful, quite gory, quite emotional, amazing soundtrack. It's saying here, music from, to mention, a cracking score featuring Bonnie, Prince Billy and Aphex Twin. So yeah, you've got some really nice kind of folk, quite haunting, like acoustic folk music, offset against like electronic sort of old drum and bass kind of music in Aphex Twin, I guess. Paddy Considine, brilliant in this. Not just good acting, but genuinely believe this guy is like a really hard, toughened ex-military that is just not scared. Yeah, so many good scenes, but the bit when Sonny gets in his face and he's like, "You're not scared of me, are you?" And he's just got his hands behind his back and he's like, "No, mate, not at all." Yeah, it gives me shivers up my spine, so many of these. It's brilliant acting. Or yeah, what can I say? I've already spoke about it ad nauseum, to infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear, so I'll leave it there. But yeah, that has got to be my favourite British film. Always liked it, but since that last rewatch, not only now gone up to my top, this is kind of what inspired me doing this list, but yeah, gone up into my top 5 films of all time now. I think the more I watch this, just the more brilliant I think it is. Just shows how good a filmmaker Shane Meadows is, because some of these guys in it are quite low budget actors, I think, and they all perform. You know, you could get a few if you haven't got a massive budget. You can have 1 or 2 lines that, even if they're good in general, when they have to, really act and do an emotional scene, pretend to be scared, might not land, but they all really do. Yeah, all the acting, I guess that's, like I say, a testament to how good he is at directing actors to perform above and beyond. But yeah, Paddy Considine, just brilliant in this, so menacing. Yeah, brilliant film, Dead Man's Shoes. What more can I say? So yeah, that's my top 10/15. I don't know if I've still got them in the correct order to be able to do a recap. No, I've kind of messed them up, so I can't go back over them, but hopefully you'll remember more than I do. That's everything, I think. I'll be back, yeah, maybe tomorrow or a couple of days. I give this video breathing space. I don't like to do daily uploads and swamp everyone. Also, I struggle to get the time. I was looking over there. I'll be doing my recent watches. I think it's been 12 days since the last one I've watched. 9 or 10 films since that, I think. Let me double check. Oh no, tricked myself. Yeah, I'd watched 2 off of 1 box set, I think. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 films. Probably watch another today. So yeah, be back soon with my recent watches. Should be about 2 weeks since I did the last part. I don't know what part I'm on now, 36 or something. I can't remember. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Comment down below if you're top 5, 10, 15, however many you can be bothered to type. And again, congratulations to Sammy G as the winner of the competition. Sam has won those. And Hills got drawn as the runner-up. Hilesh has won the Handmaiden and Running on Empty. So yeah, I'll be sending both of those off to you soon. Thank you everybody that entered. And congratulations to Roy Barrett on the 1,000 subscribers. Blue Roy Movies, very well deserved. Top gentleman, good humour and great film knowledge. Very diverse, from some twisted kind of films that maybe I recommended to him, like Antichrist and Baby Blood, to vintage classics, film noir, modern films. Yeah, Roy is really foreign cinema, world cinema, really runs the gamut and the breadth, so very well deserved. Love to see it. Right, that's it from me. Like, comment and subscribe if you want to. Thank you everybody, bye.